Okay, it's nugget time. And so these right here are some of my favorite types of nuggets. And I love these because they're kind of simple concepts shared with me. And I steal them and I share them with other people. And so I think maybe we should give them a name like Simple, Strong, Stolen Nuggets or something like that. So the shout out for this nugget goes directly to the person that I stole it from. And his name is Jeff Weston. And Jeff is the new Chief Revenue Officer for CNA National. And CNA is one of our favorite partners. And Jeff, like many of the CNA team, is just a flat-out stud. Jeff's a West Point graduate, and I believe he'd give credit to this nugget to the amazing institution of West Point and its many leaders. So if you've not learned much about West Point and you're in the business of leading people or creating leaders, you should study West Point. It's amazing. I know I've been studying more of it after hearing Jeff speak. So let me share a few quick facts that I've learned about West Point with you. So some notable graduates. 2 presidents, 4 heads of state, 20 astronauts. Think about that one. 74 Medal of Honor recipients. Now, they're a military academy as well, so that one makes sense, but 74 Medal of Honor recipients. 70 Rhodes Scholars and 3 Heisman Trophy winners, and that's a pretty impressive list. Jeff was telling us about some of his graduating class, and it was also a who's who of people that you would know, like Mike Pompeo, and others that are just doing amazing things without much celebrity. My notes show that Jeff said, and I hope I get this right, that over 5,000 CEOs and 3,500 other C-level executives have been graduates of West Point since World War II. Bam, think about that one. So after hearing Jeff speak about West Point, one of my first thoughts was my son, Tim. Like, how do I get Tim into West Point to help him become a great leader? I think it's that amazing. And personally, I just feel grateful that institutions like West Point exist and are producing leaders like Jeff and the other West Point alums. So thank you, West Point. With such a great track record of success, why wouldn't you want to learn about leadership from a West Point graduate? I know I would. And the nugget that Jeff gave us was on leadership. And this is the nugget. Point the thumb and not the finger. And I love that saying. It's so simple and powerful. And like many other nuggets, I could just wrap up right there. And you could just focus on that sentence. It's kind of like Ben Franklin and his 13 virtues. Now, once a week, you'd look at that one virtue and focus on that and try to get better at that. And really, that's the point of these nuggets. So look at that every day for a week and work towards it. And do that with other nuggets as well. So I'll give you one thought that has always stuck with me when it comes to accountability and blame. If you're pointing a finger at anything or person, event, or whatever, you are assigning the blame to that person, event, or thing. And that's important to understand. If you blame something, anything, you lose control of the ability to fix that thing. You hand that control to whatever it is that you're blaming, and that's very important. If I say it's the sales department's fault that something happens, then only the sales department has the ability to fix that, not me. If I point the thumb and take ownership, make myself accountable, even if it sucks and I don't want to, I give myself the ability to have control. And this is an important difference. I can change it. I can fix it. It's up to me, not up to someone else. When I point the thumb or own it anyway. I believe that it's a very important concept that was taught to me, and it can be a challenging concept to practice. However, I would recommend that you take this concept to the extreme. In my experience being around top performers in all kinds of fields, they all take the idea of change to the extreme. So what's a silly example of how someone takes ownership or extreme accountability on something? Someone who's always pointing the thumb. So if that somebody was in an accident and had somebody run a red light and hit them, the thumb pointer would honestly believe that they could have done something about that accident. That the accident was their fault. Even though somebody ran a red light and hit them, they think that because of all the previous choices that they've made, that they are the ones who put themselves in that situation in the first place. And therefore, they could have prevented it. So the accident's their fault because they were in control. And that may sound a little extreme to you, and maybe in that example, it is a little extreme and silly, but I don't think it matters. I think the point that matters is the mindset of that person. Top performers work on having the point the thumb mindset all the time. And all I can tell you is that the more you point the thumb, the more control you have over your own life, the more influence you're going to have over other people, the more you're also going to struggle and learn and grow and get the most out of your life. So let's wrap up. If you blame, you give away control. You want to maintain as much control over the direction of your life as possible. You do this through extreme ownership and accountability. If anything isn't going the way you want, point the thumb, take control, and figure it out. So for the book recommendation for the week, I'm going to suggest you read a book called Discipline Equals Freedom. It's by Jocko Willink. I always say his name Willink. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but he's a great author. It's about taking control of certain areas of your life. He's a great guy to study, and this book is great too. It's about 200 pages. It's probably more like 100 pages though, because of the way it's written, you'll see it's pretty easy and quick read. So check it out. And also check out his books on children books too. He's got some stuff on the Warrior Kid. It's absolutely fantastic. I need to finish some of those up with my son. So check those out. Work on being a change agent. Get a little better at this and go have a great week.